Be sure to head on over to the new Discord community, link is in the description. We talk both music and ponies and are currently looking to expand our mod team. Those with experience are welcome to apply. Alright, on to the video. Black Queen here with another episode of Queen Reacts, and today we are getting to 6 more episodes from LittleshyFiM's Cinema Sins, which is Everything Wrong with My Little Pony. This is going to be season 6, episodes 1 through 6. These are Celestia Advice, All Bottled Up, A Flurry of Emotions, Rock Solid Friendship, Fluttershy Leans In, and Forever Foodie. Yeah, I think there's a number of things that you could probably point out with this one. It's been a while since I've gotten to the series, I know. Celestia Advice, the episode was kind of pointless because the whole point of it was like, where are we going to send Starlight? Nowhere. Alright, All Bottled Up. This has never been a thing before. The whole smoking thing. Like, we've seen plenty of characters getting all frustrated and stuff, but we've never seen like this smoke coming from any of them. And Starlight was always frustrated, so I don't know. Flurry of Emotions, bringing a baby to a contagious disease-ridden class. Okay, that might be an issue. Rock Solid Friendship. Maybe say something about like Maud and Starlight meeting each other. I don't know. Like meeting each other before. Fluttershy Leans In. Why did they volunteer other people to do these jobs and they themselves could have done the job, and that's essentially what they did anyways. And then Forever Foodie, I hate Super Will. Alright, let's just go ahead and get right into this. First one we got is Celestia Advice in 3, 2, 1.
Are you laughing at me?
Yes, she's laughing at you.
First and only season premiere to not be an epic two-parter.
True.
Oh, I still can't believe my friends and I are getting medals of honor.
If your friend is part of the highest government, how special is even the highest honor? Also, since when do we hand out medals for saving Equestria? The collective main 6 should have enough metal to melt and build a bridge to Griffinstone by now. And Alicorn should probably be capable of more advanced and faster methods of measurement, but Twilight likes to do things the old-fashioned way, like measuring a 3-foot space with a 30-foot tape.
It's a big fucking wall.
So, what are you wearing?
Same as you. Nothing at all. Twilight took almost a whole minute to complete a task which takes mere seconds, tops. She must have had to take a break to read some books about tape measure procedure and unit conversion from feet to hands.
No, don't look! There was a spider there, but it's gone now.
Great, Spike. Now when the castle gets burned down, we can blame it on you for lying about a spider. The theme was updated to make Starlight actually look happy to be here now. Suppose it's time to move on to more pressing issues in the opening theme, like this celestial eye glitch.
Oh! How long was that there?
Oh, not quite.
Now he's stuck either cutting it or wearing that metal for the rest of his life. You could have just teleported it like we've seen with clothing in the past. Or give him the stretchy one Discord got.
No one's ever stood up to Chrysalis like that.
You know, except for the last time someone did.
I've planned enough friendship lessons to cover the next 3 years.
I would plan more, but we all stop existing anyway after 9 seasons. Derpy isn't in this episode. The name change wasn't enough. Hasbro completely replaced her with muffins. Let's get the seasonal turbo nitpicks in out of the way with this eyelash animation error. Celestia's wing disappears. It also looks like her cutie mark traveled up to her shoulder.
When I was your student and you were in this place, you... Oh no, you sent me to Ponyville, which means it's time for me to send Starlight Glimmer away.
This is about the most surface-level conclusion Twilight could have possibly drawn. Twilight was sent away to make friends, not due to some unwritten rule about forcing the plot to happen. Ominous floating asterisk has Twilight concerned about whatever terms and conditions the map may have tricked her into agreeing to.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Twilight Sparkle invents the metaverse, the episode.
I want to have honeysuckle nectar for lunch.
I would like a sandwich.
How do you feel about honeysuckle and peanut butter sandwiches?
Compromise.
If the solution is to combine the two foods, and therefore both foods were an option to begin with, what was the problem again?
This is Twilight's Fantasy Spike. There is no wrong way to fantasize.
There is no wrong way to fantasize, unless you're using it to carry out your thinly veiled changeling racism fantasy. Twilight forgoes a traditional list of pros and cons and imagines far-fetched best case and worst case alone. Probably because a more nuanced thought process would resolve the episode in just a couple minutes.
Send her off to Celestia knows where without thinking it through.
I was not aware that I was an expression, an appropriate one, for even I don't know the
Yeah,
answer.
not an appropriate one.
How is that an appropriate expression if Celestia
Celestia doesn't
actually
know.
know where?
Starlight!
SpongeBob.
That doesn't sound anything like Ember or Starlight.
Who knows what their dynamic would be, Spike?
Twilight has only the best justifications for her far-flung fanfiction.
Twinkle star!
It's Starlight Glimmer.
Star, light star?
Happens to the best of us, Garble. At least you didn't get it wrong for a whole season.
What are we diving into?
Lava!
Twilight sees Starlight as a complete fool who doesn't know what lava is. Also, there is no wrong way to fantasize, unless you're exposing a child to the gruesome death of a pony dissolving in lava. This is why we need to keep kids out of VR. Legend tells of a seasonal toy placement so forced that even the animators mock it.
What if they become too ambitious?
Fair point, considering the containment of Starlight's destructive ambitions is the whole reason she's part of the main team now. Just as Spike is a powerful dragon stunted by ponydom, Starlight is a powerful supervillain stunted by friendship. There is no wrong way to fantasize, unless you're using it to carry out your hidden urge to destroy the universe in one quick mega spell. Starlight and Twilight are OP, please nerf!
Laughs in senile 2,000-year-old.
Are you laughing at me?
No, Twilight. This isn't stifled laughter directed at another. It's the laughter of some pony who just snapped at the realization there's a commercial break about to occur, and they're no more than a product themselves. Equestrian lore keepers, take note. It is canon. Sunshine plus lollipop plus rainbows equals 2. Celestia makes an appearance in Ponyville before Season 1, and no pony notices or cares. In backwards order, she's an average leader, occasionally recognized in public, then was a revered goddess. Then she was completely invisible, apparently.
Or what if she gets pulled into Tartarus?
You know, randomly being pulled into pony hell. Happens all the time in Ponyville. Flashbacks are always charming when we are reminded of the time Twilight wasn't an alicorn. Here, she didn't even have her horn yet.
That letting someone spread their wings.
Alicorn Starlight confirmed. Twilight returns to the party, but almost forgot to disable her invisibility spell. She also steals some pony's glass and chucks it behind the stage.
You have proved yourself to be a kind, loyal, strong, honest, and truly magical friend.
It's okay. We can't all remember each of the 6 elements in the heat of the moment. At least you remembered Applejack.
We can throw you a changeling gourd fest.
2 of these ponies misheard him say Gorefest. Or maybe Sunburst is just really into heavy metal.
Turn Celestia's castle into cheese. Do you think it's a good idea?
No, that's a monster of a plan.
Believe me, I've thought long and hard about this.
And by long and hard, I mean I just spent a couple minutes talking to Celestia in the other room. Starlight loudly exclaims that she doesn't want to leave immediately after Twilight announces she doesn't have to leave. Maybe the confusion has less to do with her leaving Ponyville and more to do with moving out. Freeloading in the castle has its perks after all. Fun fact, this is yet another episode in which Dashie is playing The Floor is Lava the whole dang time.
She does not like the floor. Speaking lava.
What are you looking at?
No, don't look!
Oh. I was expecting,
Which means it's time for me to send Starlight Glimmer away!
Thanks a lot, Twilight. This is your fault. Alright. And, I assume there's nothing after this, right? Nice. Okay. That was that one. Next, we got All Bottled Up. And 3, 2, 1.
Starlight has become so powerful that she can use magic without using her horn. Apparently, if you squeeze a unicorn, they'll squeeze whatever they're holding for no reason. Perpetual energy has been discovered. All you need is a magical hug from a unicorn. Trixie teacupifies these pans, then a few moments later, they're all back. Trixie once heard the term teacup poodle, and since Google doesn't exist in Equestria, this is what she pictured. Also, Trixie creates life on a whim. Unicorn still OP.
You
ruined my tea cakes.
Don't worry, Starlight. Just take your own advice for Trixie and recreate them magically. Also, between the teacup poodle, tea cakes, and teacups, this episode is sponsored by the equestrian tea industry.
Good job, Trix.
Oh no, YouTube's coming for us now, because everyone knows tricks are for
For
kids.
kids! God damn it!
Poor Luna had to bottle up her anger over not getting a throne for 7 seasons.
I can't remember the last time we all got to hang out without having to save Equestria.
The previous episode was so long ago.
Two of the villains of
Don't
which
let that
are
train
right
depart.
there.
It's in dire need of a safety inspection. This window is missing its frame.
Nothing just disappears, so that's technically a teleportation spell.
With how Trixie behaves in this episode, a lot of bronies who are fans of hers just discovered teleportation.
And magic is friendship and stuff.
Credits. Roll. These escape rooms must be tiny in order to be spaced this closely. Manhattan budget escape rooms. You're chained to a radiator with a combination lock. Now start guessing.
Oh,
The
God.
clues will lead you to a key to get out.
Team building of a computer rig, if this guy has anything to say about it.
He's been on My Little Pony.
Just a little bit. A group of griffins set the record for the fastest escape.
Griffins barely like each other.
That's racist.
Racism.
Basically the poster ponies for amazing friendships.
Posters and a whole line of toys as well. Spike watches the disaster that is the disappearance of the map, then goes off to do the dishes because this is clearly not his problem and not his episode.
Do you see this storm cloud? This has never happened before.
With that one line, all possibilities of a headcanon explanation involving Starlight's past experimentation with emotional bottling magic is chucked out the window. Nope, this is the first and last time this random plot device
That's what I'm
happens. Also, Starlight isn't the only one making bold assumptions and contradictions about how this works. The episode will show her trying to hide it one moment, then it's out in the open the next, then it's obvious that no pony else can see it, then Trixie clearly notices it, shortly after clearly not being able to see it.
I'm hoping if I bottle
very
up
inconsistent.
anger, I won't do who knows what to Trixie.
Careful, Starlight. It's remarks like that which will get you put on a watch list. You've already been put on the no-fly list after all.
I've been craving something sweet since I couldn't have any tea cakes this morning.
Whose fault was that?
Starlight will produce the anger smoke after every little remark, but somehow that infuriating line didn't produce the slightest puff.
You solved that triangle-y thing mighty fast.
Applejack only believes in 3 shapes: round apples, square apples, and triangle-y apples.
Does any pony need a purple jewel?
Plum or boysenberry?
You're looking right at it, you tell me. Either it's a letter from Princess Celestia, a fraudulent use of the royal seal, or Spike miscalculated a letter's destination, and it's anyone's guess as to what friendship lesson was never handed in. Watch out, CinemaSins, because cinnamon nuts are the new apple.
Twilight, can you help me, please?
If you read the fine print, you'll see the escape room's only solvable by unicorns disclaimer. Starlight forgets what color her magic is supposed to be.
I
I
guess that
wish
would be
that
hard.
Starlight was here to see how strong friendship
shit.
can be when we trust each other and work together.
The rest of the main 6 must be thinking
I
Starlight
did
this,
my
Starlight that.
time! And I want out! So if you say
Supposed to be spending time with us, and instead all you ever do is talk about Starlight. Rainbow Dash insists that any ranking of her friends is very clearly defined with no ties. Trixie channels her inner squirrel. The edge of this door changes color for a single frame. Hopefully this knowledge will positively affect your life in some way. In Soviet Ponyville, grannies steal their own purses. The moral of the story isn't to avoid bottling up your anger, it's to keep those bottles more secure. Stock up on nuclear containment casks and bottle away. Why does the smoke infect others? Sure, there's the obvious analogy about how anger spreads to others, but it doesn't happen for any reason other than because episode.
Hang on. Don't you work at the spa?
I'm late for my other job!
I got my other job after the position suddenly opened when the last guy was telefragged by a table. Remember when it took an overnight trip to visit Canterlot? For a trip to Manhattan and back to take place in less than a day, and with time to spare at the spa, the Friendship Express must have really been upgraded. Twilight and the gang are looking directly at the table as it's being put back, but somehow fail to see it, or hear it for that matter. Also, Starlight forgets what color her magic is supposed to be again.
Let's just say I learned a friendship lesson while you were gone.
Trixie also
You've barely graduated, and you're already taking initiative.
Twilight fails to interpret friendship lesson as a euphemism for some horrible thing that occurred while she was gone. Well, the castle's still standing, so everything's good in her book. The main 6 line up and desperately try to provide a moral to close out the episode, not knowing they weren't actually the focus of the episode for a change.
Haven't you learned anything about using magic to solve your problems? I used magic so I wouldn't use magic.
Gee, it sure seems like this pony known for her magical prowess has a thing against using magic. Fun fact, This song title is actually the duration of the entire credits due to this missing quotation mark. All of the forced self-referential remarks. Saving the world a couple episodes ago, going back in time to defeat Twilight, hammering in Starlight's cutie mark thievery, and that time Starlight mind-controlled her friends. None of these have anything to do with this episode. It's just fun to reminisce, isn't it? Not annoying at all.
I remember that.
I didn't quite follow that.
This has never happened before.
That's right. It goes in the square.
It goes in the square hole!
Our team.
That's my status on Discord.
Are you okay? I got worried when you hesitated for a second before clicking on the video.
I think you can just go ahead and skip these ending portions here, because there's nothing afterwards usually. Alright. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I agree with a lot of the problems in that one, but yeah, we'll go ahead and get to the next one. Flurry of Emotions in 3, 2, 1.
Mashed peas, her favorite.
Her favorite.
You mean her favorite thing to decorate a room with?
Pretty messed up for Cadence and Shining to assume Twilight has nothing better to do and drop off a baby without warning. They should definitely have staff or even Sunburst take care of her. A flurry of emotions definitely describes the average brony's feelings towards this theme. Twilight singles out just one in a pile of toys.
I've done some shopping for Flurry Heart.
The taxpayers' bits won't spend themselves. Even Twilight counts Flurry as a sin by using a ding of her own.
You're one smart cookie.
They bring 3 jars of mashed peas and 6 packs of diapers, but we see many more of both appear. Flurry goes through more diapers than a furry convention.
This is the most important thing of all. Her whammy.
Perhaps Flurry was actually trying to say Mommy is the most important thing of all, but Cadence didn't catch it. Probably her imposter syndrome again.
If she gets fussy, just give her the whammy and she'll calm right down.
Disclaimer. Do not actually calm your children by giving them whammies. Twilight's left wing is layered under the diaper, but above Flurry. In other words, that wing needs disinfecting stat.
You remember my friend from the Royal Guard, Spearhead?
Spearhead sounds like an appropriate name considering how dense the Royal Guards are. Derpy's Stallion cosplay is missing something. Shining Armor mistakes a trash can for an art piece. The joke might work if it was ornate in some way, but as it stands, the joke is that Royal Guards were not hired for their brains.
1,000 nights in a hallway.
I guess nighttime in a hallway can be pretty dark.
There is none more dark.
This poor guy spent 1,000 nights guarding the hallway for Celestia's dungeon while begging the inmates to trade places. Also, Cadence took a 50-50 gamble between knights and just happened to get lucky. What's this? Pokemon in My Pony cartoon? It's more likely than you think. Castle playsets are canon. For increased accuracy, they better be made out of the wood of the libraries they've ruthlessly destroyed.
I'm not a detective, but I think we got a suspect.
Spike says this line out of context because Twilight was supposed to ask what happened, but she forgot her line. That's not a joke. It's actually in the script.
Oh shit!
But they were organized by color.
What are you sighing for, Twilight? You're an alicorn. It takes like 2 seconds to fix.
I'm surprised you came
Also,
here for
you
a
love
book.
organizing.
Don't you have a huge collection?
Yes, but then we would not reach the required 20 minutes.
I didn't think the Foals would be interested in the unabridged history of amulets in Pony Latin.
Twilight confirms her entire library is just copies of one uninteresting book.
Implying
the course
there's
is a
other Latin.
fraud. This is very clearly future Spike, as seen in the series finale.
Hey, you kind of look like him.
We should have heeded the warning of unnamed
Thank
Foal
you.
1. After taking
And I
the
love
time to
you,
help at the
random
store,
citizen.
Twilight decides not to take 2 seconds to help a teacher. Cheerly has to literally eat chalk. Again.
This reminds me of the time Flurry got into the chocolate pudding.
Remember how cute her little face looked when we caught her?
At least it was cute, once we realized it was just chocolate. Disappearing eyelash.
And the BAE would never throw in the towel like that.
Disregard waifu? Acquire bae. Oh no. Who invited the foal with the main character eyes?
I shouldn't have doubted you.
Thanks. Wait, you doubted me?
Spike's been doubting Twilight this entire episode and she only now notices? Of course ponies would have chat shorthand. Ponies are even shorter and handless.
Remind me to tell you later how amazing you are. Cheerily?
No, Pinkie Pie.
Can you write a story on them? I've got a stamp for that.
When you're as loud and intrusive as Pinkie, you definitely find ways to streamline apologies. Flurry Heart discovers violence. It's super effective. Flurry flees these cupcakes because apparently her magic shield isn't resistant to cake.
Oh no, You're making the same face Cheerilee made.
Except when she made it, it had nothing to do with Flurry and everything to do with losing control of her pupils. Shame on you, My Little Pony, resorting to Red Arrow clickbait like that. That jump scare is best commercial break cliffhanger.
Put us all down.
Took me a second.
Careful, Twilight. Flurry is crazy enough that she might grab this shotgun if you order her to put down some horses.
What is that from?
Mischief. But it wasn't her fault.
It was your fault for leaving her here at the last minute. You could have just gotten her an iPad like every other bad parent.
No, that's
Premise
not
of
the
the
answer.
episode
No.
hinges upon everyone's favorite list-obsessed book horse foregoing her schedule and failing to use her organization skills to delegate, while also failing to use her magical skills to simply teleport.
I'm never too busy to visit sick foals. Just a couple of toys that reminded me of Flurry.
Is this art or...
I see what we're doing. Alright. Another great one. I don't really got much to say, so we're gonna go ahead and get to the next one. Rock Solid Friendship in 3, 2, 1. You didn't mention anything about bringing
heights.
A foal to...
It's a rock-based decision.
Earning a doctorate in rock studies from the Equestrian Institute of Rock.
I can't talk.
Rockology is to geek, as geology is to nerd. The Pie family using the same camera as photo finish is almost as inconsistent as Cloudy Quartz shawl. Foam finger, because a foam hoof would imply every pony is number one.
Dr. Pie.
When you hear the name Dr. Pie, what cutie mark do you think that pony would have? Something medical? Something baking related? Nope, a rock.
Dr. Pie?
Apparently we can just rhyme made-up words now as Stree. Quick, some pony notify the music industry! Igneous and Cloudy are a very modest couple. Even while comforting one another, they avoid public physical contact. Maud writes more text than she has words.
I thought he was like telling her to stop crying.
Pie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Basically the inverse of Princess Cadence. Most bronies' friendship with the theme isn't exactly rock solid.
Okay, so he's gonna have a pun.
Rocked! But our gem cave rocks!
Back-to-back rock puns are definitely sinful, but don't take the show's humor for granted.
I found one.
Be a lot of rock in this
Oh, you're an absolute darling!
Rarity resisted every natural urge to call her an absolute gem, knowing this episode has enough rock references already.
Absolute gem! Surely make my gown stand out at Countess Coloratura's album release party.
I want that
callback, Rarity, but the whole point of that episode is her giving up that name.
Do you know how rare this is?
That's actually a really common gem.
Do you know how
These
rare
are all
this
really
is?
common gems.
Maud just roasted Rarity, her passion, her livelihood, and her utterly common flank tattoo. Rarity can no longer see gems inside cave walls. However, Maud can retcon main character's abilities. Spike gets yeeted.
Way to go, Maud!
Relegating his suffering to a mere sound effect off-screen is a sinful amount of Spike abuse.
I'm about to show you something that'll make you yell, "All right!"
All right is either an excited exclamation or a mediocre review. Either way, Pinky is always right. Pinky spends way too much time pointing out random objects and calling them rocks because random is funny, right? But little did she know, every object pointed out is actually a fossil in G5, so Pinky is always right. Pinky uses fan-favorite character's full and proper name multiple times.
Lyra Heartstrings! Maudalena Daisy Pie!
But tragically, she strikes out on the third.
Are you saying you want
You.
a friend?
This would be the perfect opportunity to visit the Princess of Friendship, yet this is one of the few episodes of the show she's not in at all.
It isn't hard to meet some pony I like. It's finding some pony who gets me.
How incredibly convenient for the very next pony you see to become a friend then. Starlight isn't watching where she's going, but what's Maud's excuse?
So she
Rockdrift
was
doesn't
going to
pay
see
nearly
Twilight,
as much as Slip and Falls, do
Hi,
they,
I'm Saul
Maud?
Goodman.
Past Starlight
Saul.
walks up to a random pony to needlessly spew her entire plan and virtually introduces herself as a villain.
It's not like she's enslaved any pony lately.
Sure, she may have been an evil cult leader manipulating ponies, but that wasn't a case of enslaving ponies. Starlight did nothing wrong. However, Maud is wrong on both accounts because Starlight did indeed enslave the main 6 lately.
I like kites.
Starlight is interested in something normally popular with children, and she's terrified of being mocked for it. What a weirdo. The last time Derpy was assaulted this badly, it caused a hashtag to trend.
Wow.
But also, Derpy! These magic crystals act as an underground sun, therefore replacing Celestia and further proving the power of Cadence's trademark. Not only did Pinkie bring explosives with her, but she must have set them up as she entered the cave. So either this plan to force them to have bonding time was premeditated, or their murder was. This is easily the most out-of-character moment in the entire show, second only to the last time she smiled. Make that a 40-minute analysis video. Note drastically changes appearance after Pinkie picks it up. Also, this exact note has more appearances than some of the main characters. If Twilight keeps calling in sick days like this, she's going to be outpaced by a piece of paper, and not just the one included with the toys. Pinkie Pie runs out the door crying. She also fails to realize the door she used is a closet because the real door is right here.
Sorry.
Reading the script out loud. And a funny remark here. Maud left these convenient hoof prints for Pinkie to track, but Pinkie Pie is ethereal and doesn't leave any prints of her own. How nice of that eel to let Maud speak with Pinkie before having its lunch. Maud gets slimed worse while outside of the eel mouth than when she was inside. Ever been so rudely cut off by a flying eel that your audio track...
Okay, I'm sorry guys, I didn't realize that wasn't recording. Well, at least there's that audio. We're gonna continue.
Gets cut off too? Or for the rudeness to be so powerful that it also cuts off the ends of these logs?
Maybe after this we could decorate my new place.
Inviting a friend over to help decorate
it's not
an
a sexual
already
euphemism.
well-decorated home is a real power move. Caves commonly have fluctuating water levels depending on the season and weather. One rainstorm later and Maud's home is gonna have some new neighbors. Pinkie Pie, were you hiding in that canopy this whole time?
Ah. Derpy with the pizza. Kites.
Whoa! I'm tripping on a rock at this very moment, and now I'm falling down. Ratio. Alrighty. Well, fuck me, because I didn't realize that the audio wasn't recording. I pressed play. I guess I forgot to record ready. Shit. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get to the next one. The next one is Fluttershy Leans In. At least half this video is gonna have better audio. Alright, in 3, 2, 1. 10 years! I told you all exactly what I wanted, and none of you listened to me! I told you that entering the Ponyville parkour contest...
This is good.
For the pun, and half a sin for excluding non-pod pets. Surely we could have seen some epic parkour from Tank. Ponies have a bad habit of putting knobs and handles on their doors, but never use them. Way to use your head, ponies. We may be long past Lauren Faust's vision of all hoofed creatures being sentient, but did they really have to rub it in by giving this giraffe pony eyes? More like Discord leans in, the window creepily. Dr. Fauna assumes he likes carrots. It's true, but still, that's racist.
What happened?
I'm flummoxed.
Dr. Flummoxed is rightfully Fauna because the size of the room has changed since season 2.
I can't seem to get these comfy critters to leave.
Moral of the story? Free healthcare is bad. If you like to count bullets in TV and movies, then you probably noticed this bear only has 3 claws but manages to cut 4. The 4th must have been chambered in the paw.
You're the best vet pony in Equestria.
Good job, Fluttershy. Specifying best vet pony dodges the matter of her being the only one.
This place is so full, I have no space to treat any injured animals.
We've seen Fluttershy perform animal evictions in the past. How is this any different? Other than the fact the episode
there's so many of them.
In 2 seconds. The main 6 just assume it's a B-plot when the emergency meeting is at Fluttershy's place. Fun fact, Fluttershy is made of 10% kindness and 90% rubber. Looks like this poor rabbit is still waiting to be cared for by the vet, what with its broken face and all.
Dr. Fauna needs my help with a serious problem. A friendship problem?
No? Okay then. Guess I'll be on my way then because that's all I know how to do anymore.
Dr. Fauna's always fixing Winona up when she ain't feeling too fine.
You know what they say about an apple a day? Well, that's all we feed Winona, yet it seems like she's always in need of a doctor.
Something that's been a dream of mine for a long time.
It took Rarity 131 episodes to achieve her dream of opening a shop in Canterlot. Rainbow Dash had to wait 150 for hers, yet Fluttershy's dream is achieved shortly after being introduced during this one episode.
Yeah.
Feathered or furry, scaly or slimy,
every critter would be welcome.
Spoilers, by the end of the episode she names it Sweet Feather Sanctuary. She must have found out what the word furry really meant.
My sanctuary can be the one place in Equestria they call home till they feel ready to take on the world.
It was just established that the animals are freeloading at the clinic because they're a little too comfortable there. Making a sanctuary for them to feel even more comfortable under the care of ponies seems counterintuitive.
I'm happy to offer my extra hooves to you.
A little-known side effect of Zap Apples is growing extra hooves, after all.
I actually know a filly who'd be more help than I would.
Gross.
You have the perfect pony to help capture the essence of your vision. I know some pony too.
Plot hinges upon main characters deferring the task to others and being work-avoiding dum-dums. But at least those three have some excuse for not helping. Leave it to the professional
Rainbow's line here is... I wonder if he's gonna play it. Nope, I guess not.
Odd for some reason. It's probably because they arbitrarily share colors from Fluttershy herself.
Those are toothpicks. Oh, really?
Beautiful trees drab?
I guess.
Exactly.
This guy dares to insult Fluttershy's people. Fluttershy missed the groundbreaking because she was too busy having pointless meetings. She should have been here, supervising the whole time. Also, speaking of pointless
this mayor's
meetings,
kind of a
more than
cunt, but I
half of
love
the
her
episode is
design.
wasted at boring meetings about doing things instead of just doing them. Fluttershy's dream sanctuary is an open field with a few extra features. Features which could have easily been installed a long time ago. Fluttershy prevents the free construction of a desperately needed animal hospital. She does this because it competes with her dream of running a cult-like compound which offers alternative treatments. How very bold of this episode to not only make the villain a main character, but have the villain win in the end.
May not know much about construction or interior design or wrangling.
Those first two are occupations, but the last one is just a dig at her weird name. This episode is just a bash the professionals for doing their job party. If Fluttershy doesn't want a building, don't enlist the builder. If there's no need for interior design, there's no need for the designer. If cages are a no-go, then don't go with the cage expert. Don't you just hate it when an army of animals appear out of nowhere and bash their heads into things and destroy everything for no reason? The clinic should have been destroyed long ago. Also, funny how the one thing Fluttershy actually requested of Wrangler caused this collapse.
I thought I'd have a beautiful sanctuary for you all to stay in by now.
The Dream Sanctuary was an open
What is that
outdoor
diagram?
without
The
anyone.
heart is actually a
What's stopping
heart.
them from staying in the woods now? The giraffe is already halfway there anyway. This fish is definitely suffocating.
If this little lady can crawl all the way here from Western Equestria...
If there's no veterinarian across half the continent, then that's further proof Dr. Fauna is the only one. There's a much bigger problem here than mere floor space, Fluttershy.
Letting all the experts go was the right call.
Fluttershy doesn't need the experts. She does her own research. She gets all of her information from tweets, after all.
Wow.
In the bird's nest. Fluttershy cuts them off so assertively that it even cuts off Pinky's mane. The volume of water in this space far exceeds what the buckets can hold. Not fastening this log
that
down
was
to
kind
anything is
of...
an accident waiting to happen.
Oh.
You can make this place look nice with pillows and other temporary biodegradable structures.
Pinky's just
but
very
they're bound to
light.
get moldy and fall apart real quick.
Welcome to Sweet
Yeah,
Feather
we have a couch like that in our backyard.
Alienate
It's
all but one type of animal, Fluttershy.
it's destroyed from the rain.
creature.
Cursed precursor to every creature.
And when we finally reach our
And Cozy
goal,
Glow.
we'll know that it was worth what it took to get there.
At its surface, this sounds like meaningless word salad, but actually, it's a lot darker when you realize Fluttershy is hinting that the ends justify the means. Fluttershy finally achieved her dream, and it doesn't matter that she shut down a much-needed hospital's construction, which will probably result in countless deaths. It was worth what it took to get here.
I don't know how much needed it was though, because again, most of the animals were just
No need for curtains, no cages.
yeah.
The very first Cinemersons was uploaded May
1st? Okay.
2013. That's right, we hit 10 whole years today.
I'm
This
2
would not
years
have been
late to this
possible
video
without your
then.
support. So thanks for watching. I've been doing something new lately. Consider following me on Twitch for live production streams.
Oh.
It's been a lot of fun
Maybe.
writing, recording, and editing these videos, among other fun live stream activities. Check out my website, LittleshyFiM.com, for links to that and more. Whether you're new here or you've been watching for the past decade, thank you so much. Cinemersons is by far the most popular on my channel.
Studio
but I hope you take a
Omega!
moment to
That's my
check out
friend.
some of my other videos while you're here. Thanks again, and pony on.
Pony on. All right. All right. I think that the episode actually is like a pretty good episode, but I do agree that like the whole plot of them like bringing those 3 ponies in to like do these jobs when first off all the other main 6 could have done those easily, and I guess they just didn't want to, or that
it's clear that what they were able to offer, Fluttershy was not going to be able to offer. I think they would have still had the capacity to do so. They just did not follow her directions at all. And I also don't know how necessary an animal hospital was, just because like most of the animals were just I don't know, squatting pretty much. They were just squatting, and she was just they're squatting in her in the vet's room, and the bigger problem was that they wouldn't leave. So I don't know, but yeah, it was also a pretty good video though. And last one we got today is Forever Philly in 3, 2, 1.
Really? Maybe you don't know me at all.
That is adorable.
Oh, I know.
I can't believe the winter to spring transition is almost here.
Either winter wrap up or Rarity's shop is really running behind. One of the lesser known reasons unicorns are OP is because of their ability to emulate a hard drawing surface midair.
I know you're worried about something slipping between the cracks.
There are no cracks.
The best way to avoid something slipping between the cracks is to reject the existence of the crack to begin with. These fillies are forever trapped in the least safe car of the train.
Oh, wow.
Memories so precious to Rarity that she keeps them pristine and free of stains. Rarity's yellow mucus.
I'll still buy it.
Point taken.
Way to immediately turn that around.
Recognition doth not a sin undo. If this represents a typical mission for the CMC, their metric for success must be getting the cutie mark count higher than the accidental death count. Yeah, that's always been there. The iconic Ponyville volcano.
What is this slab asking you to turn it into?
This slab compared to what other slab, Applebloom? It's almost like these ponies are recording lines in a studio without the context of the world around them or something. Chip Cutter would have struggled to use a chisel and hammer using just his mouth, but the chisel disappears anyway. Just as this block of stone magically changes size, so does Chip's wings.
Oh, I saw that.
2 for 1 sin. You're welcome.
She should be arriving right about now. Wow.
God damn it.
Good.
Applebloom is impressed by a unicorn performing a magic trick. Zipper points to her cutie mark and accidentally performs a gesture which isn't safe for TV.
You come
Wait, what?
Place. The Cutie Mark Crusaders are on the
I need to see that. I need to see that.
For an obvious rhyme. Rarity shoves a
On
child.
the case.
It's still rude, even if it's merely the soft impact of a marshmallow. Rarity's horn phases
good,
through
though.
her mane.
You sure
That is just like negative 10 cents.
Speaking of the client, Zipperwill seems to disappear for a moment. Then again, maybe she's just keeping well clear of Rarity. Rarity breaks the sacred fashion horse oath and messes up some pony's mane.
Look at this wall of satisfied customers.
Including the customers we brainwashed into satisfaction.
Yep.
The Puppet Master is apparently a headless horse. Which was more difficult? Animating one quadruped dragging another quadruped, or
maybe
doing so
there's
in a
two
way which satisfies
curtains.
broadcast standards and practices so the target demographic won't do the same to their own pets.
Banana peels are so very, very slippery.
Maybe if you live in a cartoon world, Rarity.
I can see some parallels with this, by the way.
What's wrong, Sweetie Belle? Don't recognize the iconic Ponyville ice cream shop, which has always been here?
And I convinced the original owner to come out of retirement.
Considering the true meaning of retirement in Equestria, Rarity performs necromancy just to enjoy some ice cream. Rarity arranged things off-screen earlier, but insists upon generous payment in front of Sweetie Belle to flex her immense wealth.
I know you're dying to dig in.
Careful, Rarity. You can't use that word in a kid's show.
Yeah.
Sweetie is actually destruction to dig in. How convenient for the A plot and the B plot to never be more than a stone's throw apart.
It's like Rarity doesn't even know me anymore. I wish we could say our day is going better.
Sorry to hear about your relationship with your big sister going down the drain, but our failed attempt to play with some random dog is a much bigger bummer than that. The dog's aging since we last saw him is a central part of the story. However, an apple a day really went a long way for little Winona to remain ageless for 9 seasons.
Yeah,
no pony waits in line after Rarity because once the adults want something, it's no longer cool. Or maybe they all live in the Truman Show and there was no need for a line once this part of the story was fulfilled.
Seems like Zipperwill's puppy doesn't want anything to do with her.
Oh man, if only we knew some pony who could talk to animals. Good thing this photographer has a dark room just behind that tree over there. Rarity and Sweetie Belle freeze while the camera pans to the B plot before they later resume right where they left off.
Yeah, why are they like right
Rarity
apart from
was
each
just
other?
gasping in shock the entire time.
I can't believe Sweetie Belle talked to me like that.
This is nothing like the good old days when we never raised our voices at each other.
Woof, woof.
Is Zipperwell Wolf?
Remember the time Applebloom did a chicken call and everyone branded Scootaloo as one? Now that Applebloom is barking like a dog, where are the Scootadog memes?
Good Scootaloo.
Really should have changed.
Rarity remarks about needing to change, as if it would take more than the half a second she spends taking it off later. Rarity talks to herself at great length for the benefit of an outside observer.
You don't still play with the same toys from when you were a fool, do you?
Do you mean to tell me you don't run out to the store and buy the latest colorful plastic every time they release a new Funko Pop? Fun fact, Rarity's little-known side hustle is selling camouflage to equestrian soldiers hiding amongst the flowers. Zipperwill has paw prints as a cutie mark and somehow
she does. She did do it.
Dog plaything of all time.
What would a grown pony like you want to do?
Why, visit the iconic Ponyville liquor store, of course. Episode about Rarity and Sweetie Belle spending the day together spends almost half of the episode showing them doing their own separate things with other ponies.
Ah, it sounds like she's barfing.
It's your favorite part.
It is time for
a new day in Equestria. Nice. All right. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties before this. I did not realize that it's gonna be a pain to edit. But yeah. These are all fun. It's nice to be back on Cinemare Sins. Though I am still pretty behind. It's probably gonna be like another few months or so before I even come back to this. He only puts out a video a month, which is good, I guess, for my sake. But just makes things go by slower. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. So open to the commentary. God bless and save my finest state, and as always, goodbye.